Live from Lincoln Center, another in the series of live broadcasts from the stages of Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in New York City. This is Martin Buxpan. This evening, the New York City Opera, in the hit of their current season, a new production of A Little Night Music, with music and lyrics by Stephen Sondheim and book by Hugh Wheeler. The musical had its premiere on Broadway in 1973. This performance is being broadcast live from the New York State Theater. And now, backstage, here is our host, Hugh Downs.
Good evening. It's a beautiful fall evening here in New York, and we are just moments away from the start of a long-awaited event. For admirers of A Little Night Music and its principal creator, this New York City opera production is a dream come true, a top-drawer revival with a star-studded cast and the orchestral and vocal resources of a major opera company. Now, those of you who are new to the works of Stephen Sondheim are really to be envied. You're about to be ushered into a richly entertaining and quite distinctive world. And A Little Night Music is the best possible introduction. It contains an abundance of his hallmarks: complex and subtly drawn characters, witty lyrics, unusual and unusually expressive melodies. It also contains Send in the Clowns, which we'll have a chance to hear the composer tell us about at the intermission. The musical is based on Ingmar Bergman's comedy Smiles of a Summer Night, and like the film, A Little Night Music is set in turn-of-the-century Sweden. The show begins with 5 singers who introduce the recurrent theme, Remember, a clue to the long-dormant love affair that's at the heart of our story. And then, 2 by 2, we meet the theatrical and professional people whose tangled relationships are untangled during the course of the evening. First, the mother and teenage daughter of actress Desiree Armfeld, and then the son and very young wife of Frederick Eggerman, the lawyer who was romantically involved with Desiree Armfeld many years ago. At the intermission, we'll be hearing from composer Stephen Sondheim and talking with members of the company. And I'll see you then.
The conductor this evening is Paul Gemignani. This production of A Little Night Music is directed by Scott Ellis. The choreographer is Susan Stroman. The sets were designed by Michael Anania, costumes by Lindsay W. Davis, and lighting by Don Chung. The theater sound design is by Abe Jacob. In the cast for this performance are Sally Ann Howes as the actress Desiree Armfeld, Regina Resnick as her mother, Madame Armfeld, Beverly Lambert as the 18-year-old bride, Anne Eggerman, Maureen Moore as Countess Charlotte Malcolm, Susan Terry as the maid, Petra, Danielle Ferland as Desiree's daughter, Frederica Armfeld, George Lee Andrews as the lawyer, Frederick Eggerman, Kevin Anderson as his son, Henrik Eggerman, and Michael McGuire as Count Carl Magnus Malcolm. On the screens, you see a quotation which is beamed onto the curtain here in the New York State Theater, and it's a quotation from Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Here is our conductor, Paul Gemignani, with the New York City Opera Orchestra and principals. We'll have Act 1 of A Little Night Music.
The cafe in the park where we talked. Remember.
Remember the tenor on the boat that we taught our bells in
How we laughed, how we cried, how you promised and how I lied. canopy in red needing repair. Soon I promise, soon I won't shy away. Dear home, soon I want to, soon I
cheated a little, it would come out.
Solitaire is the only thing in life that demands absolute honesty. As a woman who has numbered kings among her lovers, I think my word can be taken on that point. What was I talking about?
You said I should watch.
Watch what?
Well, it sounds very unlikely to me. But you said I should watch for the night to smile.
Everything is unlikely, dear. So don't let that deter you. Of course the summer night smiles. 3 times.
But how does it smile?
Good heavens, what sort of a nanny did you have?
Well, none really. Except Mother and the other actresses in the company. And the stage manager.
Stage managers are not nannies, they don't have the talent.
But if it happens, how does it happen?
Well, you get a feeling. Suddenly the jasmine starts to grow stronger, then a frog croaks, then all the stars in Orion wink. Don't squeeze your bosoms against the chair, dear, it'll stunt their growth. And then where would you be?
But why does it smile, Grandmother?
At the follies of human beings, of course. The first smile smiles at the young, who know nothing. The second at the fools who know too little, like Desiree.
Mother isn't a fool.
And the third at the old who know too much, like me. Ah, Fred, time for my nap.
Grandmother, might it really smile tonight?
Why not? Now, practice your piano, dear. Preferably with the soft pedal down. And as a treat tonight at dinner, I shall tell you amusing stories about my liaison with the Baron de Signac, who was, to put it mildly, peculiar.
Henrik, dear, don't you have anything a little less gloomy to practice?
It isn't gloomy. It's profound.
In discussing temptation, Martin Luther says you cannot prevent the birds from flying over your head, but you can prevent them from nesting in your hair. Oh dear, that's gloomy too. Don't they teach you anything at the seminary a little more cheerful?
A man who's going to serve in God's army must learn all the ruses and stratagems of the enemy.
And which of your professors made that historic statement?
Pastor Erickson, as a matter of fact, he said, we're like generals, learning to win the battles against the devil.
Oh dear, my ball. You can put it there, you know. My laugh isn't one of the devil's snares.
And I was wondering, could we take a walk?
Now?
I have so many things to tell you, what I've been thinking and everything.
Silly Henrik,
that I-
don't you realize it's almost tea time? And I think I hear your father. I'm sure you've made the most wonderful discoveries about life, and I long to talk, but later. Frederick!
Late.
Look who's come home to us, holier than ever.
Hello, son. How was the examination?
Well, as a matter of fact,
you passed with flying colors, of course.
Oh, first on the list.
and Pastor Erickson said
Oh,
that I...
splendid, splendid. You must give us a full report later.
He'd better be careful, or he'll go straight to heaven before he has a chance to save any more sinners.
Don't tease him, dear.
Oh, Henrik likes to be teased, don't you, Henrik? Frederick, do you want your tea now?
Not now, I think. It's been rather an exhausting day in court, and as we have a long evening ahead of us, I feel a little nap is indicated.
Tickets for the theater!
It's a French comedy. I thought it might entertain you.
It's Woman of the World, isn't it, with Desiree Armfeld? She's on all the posters. Oh, Frederick, how delicious! What shall I wear? My blue with the feathers, genuine angel feathers, or the yellow? I know, my pink with the bosom. And Henrik, you can do me up in the back.
I'm sorry, son. I should have remembered you were coming home. Got a third ticket. But then perhaps a French comedy is hardly suitable.
Why does everyone laugh at me? Is it so ridiculous to want to do some good in this world?
I'm afraid being young in itself can be a trifle ridiculous. Good has to be so good, bad, so bad, such superlatives.
But to be old, I suppose, is not ridiculous.
Let's not get into that. I love you very much, you know. So does Anne, in her way. But you can't expect her to take your mother's place. She's young, too. She has not yet learned.
To suffer fools gladly.
You said that, son, not I.
Frederick! You were sweet to think of the theater for me.
I'll enjoy it, too.
Who wouldn't? When all the posters called her the one and only Desiree Armfelt. I wonder what it would feel like to be a one and only. The one and only Anne Egerman. Poor Frederick. Do I still make you happy? After 11 months? I know I'm foolish to be so afraid. And you've been so patient. But soon, I promise. Oh, I know you think I'm too silly to worry, but I still do. Oh, no, for heaven's sake, can that be a pimple coming? Oh, dear.
Now, as the sweet imbecilities tumble so lavishly onto her lap.
Frederick, what a day. It's been unending drama while Petra was brushing my hair.
Now, there are two possibilities. A, I could ravish her. B, I could nap.
Just that grumpy old Mrs. Nordstrom from next door. Her sister's coming for a fit.
Say, it's the ravishment, then we see the option that follows, of course.
I do hope I'm imperious enough with the servants. I try to be, but half the time I
A, the deployment of charm, or B, the adoption of physical force. Now B might arouse her, but if I assume I trip on my trouser leg crossing the room. Her hair getting tangled, her stays getting snapped, my nerves will be jangled, my energy sapped. Removing her clothing would take me all day, and her subsequent loathing would turn me away, which eliminates B and which leaves us with A.
Could you ever be jealous of me? I know I could be jealous of you if I ever saw
Now, insofar as approaching it, what would be festive but have its effects?
Shall I learn Italian? I think it would be amusing if the verbs aren't too irregular.
Now, there are two ways of approaching it. A, the suggestive, and B, the direct.
Then French is a much chicer language. Everyone says so.
Say that I settle on B, to wit, a charmingly lecherous mood. Hey, I could put on my nightshirt or sit disarmingly be in the nude. That might be effective, my body's all right, but not in perspective and not in the light. I'm bound to be chilly and feel a buffoon, but nightshirts are silly in mid-afternoon. Which leaves the suggestive, but how to proceed. Although she gets restive, perhaps I could read. In view of her penchant for something romantic, this heart is too trenchant and Dickens too frantic. Yet Stendhal would ruin the plan of attack, as there isn't much blue in the red and the black. De Maupassant's candor would cause her dismay. The Brontes are grander, but not very gay. Her taste is much blander, I'm sorry to say, but his Hans Christian Andersen never risque, which eliminates A.
Such a pretty lady, wasn't that?
Now, with my mental facilities partially muddied and ready to snap.
Sure about the bracelet, but earrings. Which earring?
Now, though there are possibilities still to be studied, I might as well nap.
Mother's rubies? The diamonds are agony, I know.
Now, as I must to adjust my original plan.
Desiree Armfelt, I just know she should wear the most glamorous gown.
Now, shall I sleep half as deep as I usually can?
Frederick.
When now I still want and or love you, now as
Nobody rang. Doesn't he want his tea?
They're taking a nap.
You smell of soap?
I'm reading.
Do those old teachers of yours take a scrubbing brush to you every morning and scrub you down like a dray horse?
Get away from me!
Oh, what a wicked woman I am. I'll go straight to hell.
And stop walking like that!
Like what?
like this?
Stop it! Stop it!
Careful! It's a new blouse. A whole week's wages and a lace extra. Oh, poor little Henrik. You'll soon get the knack of it. Later.
What's your rush, Henrik? Shush, Henrik. Goodness, how you gush, Henrik. Shush, Henrik. You murmur, I only. It's just that. For God's sake. Later, Henrik. Henrik. Who is Henrik? One who mumbles, short and boring. Yes, he's hardly worth ignoring. And who cares if he's on deck? I beg your pardon, up inside. As I've often stated, it's intolerable being tolerated. Reassure Henrik, poor Henrik. Henrik, you'll endure being pure, Henrik. Oh, I've been torn, I've never been. How can I wager upon later? I'll be 90 on my deathbed, and a later, Henrik Egerman. Doesn't anything begin?
quite your lot. But, darling, this has to be short, as Mother is getting a plaque from the Helsingborg Art Council Amateur Theatre. Whether it's funny or not, I'll give you a fuller report the minute they carry me back from the Helsingborg Art Council Amateur Theatre Group. Love you.
Unpack the luggage, la la la. Pack up the luggage, la la la. Unpack the luggage, la la la. I know the glamorous life.
I see the face, la la la.
Cracks in the plaster, la la la.
Might in the hallway, la la la.
I know the glamorous life. Turn for the carriage, la la la. This town is this one, la la la. I know the glamorous life.
Ordinary daughters ameliorate their lot, use their charms and choose their futures, breed their children, heed their mothers. Ordinary daughters, which mine I fear is not. Tend each asset, spend it wisely while it still endures.
No hot water ahead.
Mine tours.
Mother, forgive the delay. My schedule is driving me wild. But, Mother, I really must run. I'm performing in Rosvik, and don't ask where is it be. How are you feeling today? And are you corrupting the child? Don't. Mother, the minute I'm done with performing in Rosvik, I'll come for a visit and argue.
Players with speeches, la la la.
Children with posies, la la la.
And empty houses, la la la. I know the glamorous life.
Cultural luncheons, la la la. Dead floral tributes,
La la la. Ancient admirers, la la la. I know the glamorous life.
Pack up the luggage, la la la. Unpack the luggage, la la la. Pack up the luggage, la la la. Hi-ho, the glamorous life. Mother's romantic, la la la.
Mother's misguided, la la la.
Mother's surviving, la la la. Leading the glamorous life. Cracks in the plaster, la la la. Youngish admirers, la la la. Which one was that one, la la la? Hi-ho, the glamorous life. Bring up the curtain, la la la. Bring down the curtain, la la la. Bring up the curtain, la la la. Hi-ho, the glamorous life.
Does she look like her picture?
Who, dear?
Desiree Armfeld, of course.
How would I know, dear?
Well, I only thought
You only thought what?
Desiree is not a common name. I mean, none of your typists and things are called Desiree, are they?
My typists and things, in descending order of importance, are Miss Åsa Svensson, Miss Ona Nielsen, Miss Gerda Bjornsson, and Mrs. Amalia Lindqvist.
Tell me something about this remarkable Countess, madam. I shall try as best I can to depict the personality of the Countess, madam, although it is too rich in mysterious contradictions to be described in a few short moments. It is said her power over men is most extraordinary. There is a great deal of truth in that, madam, and her lovers are as many as the pearls in the necklace which she always wears. Your own husband, madam, is supposed to be one of the handsomest pearls. Is he not? He fell in love with the Countess on sight. She took him as a lover for 3 months, and after that,
I had him back.
And your marriage was crushed?
On the contrary, madam, my husband had become a tender, devoted, admirable lover, a faithful husband, and an exemplary father. The Countess's lack of decency is most moral. Oh.
La Countess Célimène de France de la Tour de Casa.
The cafe in the park where we talked, remember.
Remember.
The tenor on the pole that we taught and belting the button bride.
Oh, we laughed.
Oh, we cried. How you promised and how I cried.
Dilapidated inn, remember, darling.
The proprietress's grin also hurt there.
Yellow gingham on the bed, remember, darling.
And the canopy in red needing repair.
I think you were there. She looked at us. Why did she look at us? Dear Madame Merville, what a charming mischance to find you here this evening.
I don't think she looked especially at us.
Charming indeed,
she
dear
did.
Salamine.
And then she
May I be
smiled.
permitted to present my school friend from the provinces, Madame Villemorac, whose husband, I'm sure, is in dire need of a little expert polishing.
Oh, dear Countess, you are all but a legend to me. I implore you to reveal to us the secret of your success with the hardiest sex.
She smiled at us. Dear Madam, that can be summed up in a single word. She's ravishingly beautiful.
Makeup.
Dignity. Dignity? How can you be sure if you've never seen her?
Hush.
Dignity. We women have a right to commit any crime toward our husbands, our lovers, our sons, as long as we do not hurt their dignity. We should make men's dignity our best ally, and caress it, cradle it, speak tenderly to it, and handle it as our most delightful toy. Then the man is in our hands, at our feet, or anywhere else that we momentarily wish him to be. I want to go home. I want to go home. The village dance on the green, remember.
Remember, the lady with the large tambourine, remember.
Remember, the one who played the harp in her boss thought she was so adept. Oh, we laughed. Oh, we laughed. Oh, how we polkaed and how we slept. How we kissed and how we clung. Remember, darling.
We were foolish, we were young, more than we knew.
Yellow gingham on the bed. Remember, darling. And the canopy in red.
Or was it blue?
We have sinned. And it was a complete failure. Buttons. These insufferable buttons.
Here, dear, let me. Don't you worry, little Henrik. Just let it rest a while. There. Now, put on your sweater and do a nice little quiet bit of reading.
Anne!
My, that was a short play.
My wife became ill. I had to bring her home.
No, lamb, I told you. Just give it a nice rest. You'll be surprised how perky it'll be by morning.
Frederick,
Yes, dear.
did you have many women between your first wife and me? Sometimes when I think of what memories you have, I vanish inside.
Before I met you, I was quite a different man. Many things were different. Better and worse. Different, anyway.
Do you remember when I was a little girl and you came over to my father's house and told me fairy tales? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
Then you were Uncle Frederick, and now you're my husband. Isn't that amusing? You were so lonely and sad that summer. I felt terribly sorry for you. So I said, poor thing, I'll marry him. Are you coming to bed yet?
Not just yet. I think I'll go out for a breath of fresh air.
That wasn't an amusing play, was it?
We didn't see that much of it.
I wonder how old that Armfelt woman can be. At least 50, don't you think?
I wouldn't say that old.
Well, good night.
Good night.
Is she all right now?
Oh, yes, she's all right.
You don't think it was anything serious?
No, nothing serious.
You don't think a doctor... I mean, it would be terrible if it were something serious.
Pray for her, son. Correction. Pray for me.
The funny little games that we played, remember?
Remember the unexpected knock of the maid. Remember.
Remember the wine that made us both rather merry and also very frank. Oh, how we laughed! Oh, how we drank!
You acquiesced.
And no resting of blank.
What we did with your perfume. Remember, darling.
The condition of the room when we were through. Our inventions were unique. Remember, darling.
I was limping for a week. You caught the flu. I'm sure it was you.
They told me where to find you at the theater.
Frederick.
Hello, Desiree.
So it was you. I peered and said, is it? Can it be? Is it possible? Then, of course, when you walked out after 5 minutes, I was sure.
Was my record that bad?
Terrible. You walked out on my header in Helsingborg and on my sensational Feder in Eskilstuna.
14 years.
14 years.
No rancor?
Rancor? Oh, for a while a little, maybe, but now no rancor, not a trace. Sandwich!
Hungry as ever after a performance, I see.
Wersheimer wolves. Sit down. Oh. Here. You never said no to schnapps.
About this walking out, I'd like to explain.
The girl in the pink dress, I imagine.
You still don't miss a thing, do you?
Your wife?
For the past 11 months. She was so looking forward to the play, she got a little overexcited. She's only 18. Still almost a child. I'm waiting.
For what?
For you to tell me what an old fool I've become, to have fallen under the spell of youth, beginnings, the blank page.
The page that has been written on and rewritten.
With great style. Some things, schnapps for example, improve with age.
Well, let us hope that proves true of your little bride. So, you took her home, tucked her up in her cot with her rattle and her woolly penguin.
Figuratively speaking.
And then you came to me.
I wish you'd ask me why.
Why did you come to me?
For old time's sake? For curiosity? To boast about my wife? To complain about her, perhaps? Oh, hell, why am I being such a lawyer about it this afternoon when I was taking my nap?
So you take afternoon naps now?
Hush. I had the most delightful dream.
About?
You.
Ah. What did we do?
Well, as a matter of fact, we were in that little hotel in Malmö. We'd been basking in the sun all day.
When my back got so burned, it was an agony to lie down, so you...
As vivid as... Well, very vivid. So you see, my motives for coming here are what might be called mixed. Funny?
No, not at all.
How familiar all this is.
Oh, yes, nothing's changed. Uppsala 1 week, Örebro the next. The same old inevitable routine.
But it still has its compensation.
Yes. No. No. Yes.
That's a rather ambiguous answer. You must, at least at times, be lonely.
Dear Frederick, if you're inquiring about my love life, rest assured it's quite satisfactory.
I see. And if I may ask, at the moment?
A dragoon. A very handsome, very married dragoon with, I'm afraid, the vanity of a peacock, the brain of a pea, but the physical proportions
Don't specify the vegetable, please. I am easily deflated. Desiree.
Oh, Frederick.
Desiree,
Yes, dear.
That is, perhaps a little more schnapps.
Help yourself.
Who's this?
That? Oh, my daughter.
Your daughter? I had no idea.
She happened.
She's charming. Where is she now?
She's in the country with my mother. She used to tour with me, but then one day Mother swept up like the wrath of God and saved her from me. You never knew my mother. She always wins our battles. I think perhaps a little schnapps for me, too.
Oh, yes, of course.
I apologize for all this squalor.
On the contrary, I have always associated you very happily with... chaos.
So.
Well, I think it's time to talk about my wife, don't you?
Boast or complain?
Both, I expect. She lightens my sadness, she lightens my days, she bursts with a kind of madness my well-ordered ways, my happiest mistake, the ache of my life. You must meet my wife. She bubbles with pleasure, she glows with surprise, disrupts my accustomed pleasure, and ruffles my ties. I don't know even now quite how it began. You must meet my wife, my Anne. 1,000 winds to which I give in, since the smallest tear turns me ashen. I never dreamed that I could live contented, contented of fashion. So sunlike, so winning, so unlike a wife, I do think that I'm beginning to show signs of life. Don't ask me how at my age one still can grow. If you met my wife, you'd know.
Dear Frederick, I'm just longing to meet her sometime.
She sparkled,
How pleasant,
she twinkled,
how nice.
her youth is a sort of present,
Whatever the price,
the incandescent wonder
light.
of my life. You must meet my wife.
Yes, I must. I really must.
She
Now.
flutters,
How charming,
she twitters,
my word.
she floats.
Isn't that alarming?
What is she? A bird?
She makes me feel like one.
A very old man?
Yes, no,
No.
but
I must meet your Gertrude.
my Anne.
Sorry, Anne.
She loves my voice, my walk, my mustache, the cigar, in fact, that I'm smoking. She'll watch me puff until it's just ash. Then she'll save the cigar butt.
Bizarre, but you're joking.
She dotes on
Your dimple.
my snoring.
Oh dear.
The point is she's really simple.
Yes, that much seems clear.
She gives me funny names,
Like-
all dry as dust.
Wouldn't she just?
You must meet my wife.
If I must.
Yes, I must.
A sea of winds that I submerging, yet so lovable in repentance. Unfortunately still a virgin, but you can't force a flower.
Don't finish that sentence. She's monstrous.
She's frightened,
Unfeeling.
unversed, she'd strike you as unenlightened.
No, I'd strike her first.
Her reticence, her apprehension. Oh,
Yes,
oh,
Frederick.
you must meet my wife.
Let me get my hand on my knife.
What was that?
I must meet your wife. Yes, I
A virgin?
A virgin.
11 months.
11 months.
No wonder you dreamed of me.
Well, at least it was you I dreamed of, which indicates a kind of retroactive fidelity, doesn't it?
At least.
Desiree,
Yes, dear.
would it seem insensitive if I were to ask you? I can't say it.
Say it, darling.
Would you?
Of course. What are old friends for? Wait till you see the bedroom. Stockings all over the place. A rather rusty hip bath. And the Virgin Mary over the headboard.
At the villa of the Baron de Signac, where I spent a somewhat infamous year. At the villa of the Baron de Signac, I had ladies in attendance via opal pendants. Liaisons, what's happened to them? Liaisons today. Disgraceful, what's become of them? Some of them hardly pay their shoddy way. What once was a rare champagne is now just an amiable hock. What once was a villa at least is digs. What once was a gown with train is now just a simple little frock. What once was a sumptuous feast is figs. No, not even figs. Raisins. Ah, liaisons. Where was I? Oh, yes. At the palace of the Duke of Ferrara, who was prematurely deaf, what a dear. At the palace of the Duke of Ferrara, I acquired some position, plus a tiny addition. Liaisons, what's happened to them? Liaisons today. To see them, indiscriminate women, it pains me more than I can say. The lack of taste that they display. Where is style? Where is skill? Where is forethought? Where's discretion of the heart? Where's passion in the art? Where's craft? With a smile and a will, but with more thought, I acquired a chateau extravagantly overstuffed. Too many people muddle sex with mere desire, and when emotions intervene, the nets descend. It should on no account perplex or worse inspire. It's but a pleasurable means to a measurable end. Why does no one comprehend? Let us hope this lunacy is just a trend. Where was I? Oh, yes. In the castle of the King of the Belgians, we would visit through a false chiffonier. In the castle of the King of the Belgians, who, when things got rather touchy, deeded me a duchy. Liaisons, what's happened to them? Liaisons today. Untidy, take my daughter, I taught her, I tried my best to point the way. I even named her Desiree. In a world where the kings are employers, where the amateur prevails and delicacy fails to pay. In a world where the princes are lawyers, what can anyone expect except to recollect?
All right, it's broken down. So do something. Crank it up or whatever it is.
Who can it be?
Oh, it can't.
The dragoon?
Impossible. He's on maneuvers 80 miles away. He couldn't.
A garage, idiot. That's what they're called.
Is he jealous?
Tremendously. This shouldn't be funny,
should it.
Let him in.
Oh, Frederick.
Oh, I am not a lawyer, nor are you an actress for nothing. Let him in.
Come, Magnus. What a delightful surprise.
Excuse my appearance. My new motor car broke down. From a neighboring garden.
How lovely. Will you be staying? Long?
I have 20 hours leave. 3 hours coming here, 9 hours with you, 5 hours with my wife, and 3 hours back. You mind if I take off my uniform and put on my robe?
Well, at the moment it's occupied.
So I see.
Mr. Eggerman, Count Malcolm.
Sir?
Sir?
I feel I should give you an explanation for what may seem to be a rather unusual situation. For many years, I have been Miss Armfeld's mother's lawyer and devoted friend. A small lawsuit of hers, nothing major, I'm happy to say, comes up in court tomorrow morning. At the last minute, I realized some legal papers required her daughter's signature, although it was late and she had already retired.
I let him in, of course.
And then?
Yes, the robe.
Well, unfortunately, sir, on my way to the water closet, through Miss Armfeld's darkened bedroom, I inadvertently tripped over her hip bath and fell in. Miss Armfeld was generous enough to loan me this garment while waiting for my clothes to dry in the bedroom.
In that case, Miss Armfeldt, I suggest you return to the bedroom and see whether this gentleman's clothes are dry by now.
Yes, of course.
Are you fond of duels, sir?
I don't really know. I haven't ever tried.
I have dueled 7 times. Pistol, rapier, and foil. I've been wounded 5 times. Otherwise, fortune has been kind to me.
I must say I'm impressed.
You see this fruit knife? The target will be that picture. The young woman, her face, her eye, her right eye.
Bravo!
Are you being insolent, sir?
Of course, sir.
They're not very dry.
Oh, dear me. They're certainly not, are they?
A predicament.
Indeed.
I imagine, Miss Armfeldt, you could find this gentleman one of my nightshirts?
Thank you, but I think I'd prefer to put on my own garments.
Unfortunately, sir, there will not be time for that. Perhaps you could tell him where to look.
Yes, yes, of course. It's the left hand, no, the right hand bottom drawer of the thing.
Thank you. Your robe, sir. Well, Good night. Miss Armfelt, thank you for your cooperation.
She wouldn't, therefore they didn't. So then it wasn't, not unless it could she. She doesn't, God knows she needed, therefore it's not. He never, therefore they haven't, which makes the question absolutely, could she? She daren't, therefore I mustn't. What utter rot. Fidelity is more than mere display. It's what a man expects from life. Fidelity like mine to Desiree, and Charlotte, my devoted wife.
How was Miss Desiree Armfelt? In good health, I trust?
Charlotte, my dear, I have exactly 5 hours.
5 hours this time. Last time it was 4. I'm gaining ground.
She had a visitor, a lawyer in a nightshirt.
Now that I find interesting. What did you do?
Threw him out.
In a nightshirt?
In my nightshirt.
What sort of lawyer? Corporation? Maritime? Criminal? Testamentary?
Didn't your sister's little school friend Anne Sorensen marry a Frederick Eggerman?
Yes, she did.
Frederick Eggerman. The papers. He mentioned papers. Some legal papers which I didn't see there. Where were they? The goddamn papers she had to sign. What nonsense. He brought her papers. They were important, so he had to be there. I'll kill him! Why should I bother the woman's mind? Besides, no matter what one might infer, one must have faith to some degree. The least that I can do is trust in her, the way that Charlotte trusts in me. What are you planning to do today?
After the 5 hours.
No, right now. I need a little sleep.
Ah, I see. In that case, my plans will have to be changed. What will I do? I know. Nothing.
Why don't you pay a visit to Martha's little school friend?
Ah.
She probably has no idea what her husband's up to.
And I could enlighten her. Poor Carl Magnus. Are you that jealous?
A civilized man can tolerate his wife's infidelity, but when it comes to his mistress, a man becomes a tiger.
As opposed, of course, to a goat in rut. Ah, well. If I'm back in 2 hours, that still leaves us 3, right?
You're a good wife, Charlotte. The best.
That's a comforting thought to take to town with me, dear. It just may keep me from cutting my throat on the tram.
Capable, pliable women, undemanding and reliable, knowing their place, insufferable, yes, but gentle. Their weaknesses are incidental, a functional but ornamental. Grace, durable, sensible women, very nearly indispensable creatures of grace. God knows the foolishness about them, but if one had to do without them, the world would surely be a poorer hip bath, about that hip bath. How can you slip and trip into a hip bath? The papers, where were the papers? Of course he might have taken back the papers. She wouldn't, therefore they didn't. The woman's mind.
Oh, that's delicious. I could purr. Having your hair brushed is gloriously sensual, isn't it?
I can think of more sensual things.
Are you a virgin, Petra?
God forbid.
I am.
I know.
How on earth can you tell?
Oh, your skin? Something in your eyes?
Can everyone see it?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a relief. How old were you when...
16.
It must have been terrifying, wasn't it? And disgusting.
Disgusting? It was more fun than the roller coaster at the fair.
Henrik says that almost everything that's fun is automatically vicious. So depressing.
Oh, him. Poor little puppy dog.
Don't you dare talk about your employer's son that way.
Sorry, ma'am.
I forbid anyone in this house to tease Henrik. Except me. Quite a good body, isn't it?
Nothing wrong there.
Is it as good as yours?
Let me see. Let me see.
If I was a boy, would I prefer you or me? Tell me! Tell me! Oh, you're a boy! You're a boy!
God forbid.
Run, Petra, run! Answer it! Oh, dear. My hair, my everything.
Please have a seat, Countess. The Madame will be with you in a minute. It's a Countess!
A countess?
Very grand.
How thrilling! Who on earth can she be? Charlotte Olafson! It is, isn't it? Marta's big sister who married that magnificent Count something or other, and I was a flower girl at the wedding.
Unhappily, without the time bomb in your lily of the valley bouquet.
Oh, Charlotte, you always did say the most amusing things.
I still do. I frequently lost myself to sleep contemplating my own future.
Petra, ice, lemonade, cookies.
Well, dear, how are you? And how is your marriage working out?
I'm in bliss. I have all the dresses in the world, a maid to take care of me, this charming house, and a husband who spoils me shamelessly.
That list, I trust, is in diminishing order of priority.
Oh, how dreadful you are. Of course it isn't. And how is dear Marta?
Ecstatic. Dear Marta has renounced men and is teaching gymnastics in a school for retarded girls in Bettelheim. Which brings me, or rather should bring me, as my time is strictly limited, to the subject of men. How do you rate your husband as a man?
I don't quite know what you mean.
I will give you an example. As a man, my husband could be rated a louse, a bastard, a conceited, puffed up, adulterous egomaniac. He constantly makes me do the most degrading, the most humiliating things like... Why do I put up with it? Why do I let him treat me like an intimidator corporal in his regiment? Why? I'll tell you why.
I despise him. I hate him. I love him. Oh, damn that woman! May she rot forever in some infernal dressing room with lipstick afire and scalding mascara. Let every billboard in hell eternally announce Desiree Armfelt in the Wild Duck.
Desiree Armfelt? But what has she done to you?
What has she not done? Enslaved my husband, enslaved yours.
Frederick?
He was there last night, in her bedroom, in a nightshirt. My husband threw him out into the street and he's insanely jealous. He told me to come here and tell you, and I'm actually telling you. Oh, what a monster I've become.
Charlotte, is that really the truth? Frederick was there? In a nightshirt?
My husband's nightshirt.
Oh, I knew it. I was sure he'd met her before. And when she smiled at us in the theater.
Poor Anne.
The lemonade, ma'am?
Lemonade, Charlotte?
Lemonade. It would choke me. Every day a little death. In the parlor, in the bed. In the curtains, in the silver, in the buttons, in the bread. Every day a little sting. In the heart and in the head. Every move and every breath, and you hardly feel a thing, brings a perfect little death. He smiles sweetly, strokes my hair, says he misses me. I would murder him right there, but first I die. He talks softly of his wars and his horses and his paws. I think love's a dirty business. Or do I? I'm before him on my knees and he kisses me. He assumes I'll lose my reason, and I do. Men are stupid, men are vain. Love's disgusting, love's insane. A humiliating business. How true. Ah, well. Every day a little death. Every day a little death. In the parlor, in the bed. On the lips and in the eyes. In the curtains, in the silver, in the buttons, in the pauses, in the gestures, in the sighs. Every day a little sting. Every day a little die. In the heart and in the head. In the look and in the lie. Every move and every breath, and you hardly feel a thing. Brings a perfect little death.
Oh, excuse me.
Charlotte, this is Henrik Eggerman.
Happy to make your acquaintance, madam.
Happy? Who could ever be happy to meet me?
Anne, what is it?
Nothing.
But what did that woman say to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
That can't be true.
It is. It is. She merely told me that Marta Olafson, my dearest friend from school, is teaching gymnastics.
Anne, poor Anne. If you only knew how it makes me feel to see you unhappy.
I am not unhappy.
You know. You must know. Ever since you married Father, you've become more precious to me than...
Martin Luther?
Can you laugh at me even now?
Oh, dear. I am sorry. Perhaps, after all, I am a totally frivolous woman with ice for a heart. Am I, Henrik? Am I?
The 7 of hearts on the 8 of spades.
Silly Henrik, get your good book quick and denounce the wickedness of the world to me for at least a half an hour.
The 10 of hearts? Who needs the 10 of hearts? Child, I've come to give you your advice for the day.
Yes, Grandmother.
Never marry or even dally with a Scandinavian.
Why not, Grandmother?
They are all insane.
All of them?
Mm-hmm. It's the latitude. A winter when the sun never rises and a summer when the sun never sets are more than enough to addle the brain of any man. Further off, you've practically inhaled the Queen of Diamonds.
Who's home?
Mother!
Darling. Oh, you've grown a mile. Oh, you're much prettier. You're irresistible. Hello, Mother.
And to what do I owe the honor of this visit?
I just thought I'd pop out and see you both. Is that so surprising?
Yes.
You're in one of your bitchy moods, I see.
If you've come to take Frederica back, the answer is no. I do not object to the immorality of your life, merely to its sloppiness. Since I have been tidy enough to have acquired a sizable mansion and a fleet of servants, it seems only common sense that my granddaughter should reap the advantages of it. Isn't that so, child?
I really don't know, Grandmother.
Oh, yes, you do, dear. Well, Desiree, there must be something you want, or you wouldn't have just popped out. What is it?
All right. The tour's over for a while, and I was wondering if you'd invite some people here next weekend.
If they're actors, they have to sleep in the stables.
Not actors, Mother. Just a lawyer from town and his family. Frederick Eggerman.
In my day, one went to lawyers' offices and never consorted with their families.
Then it'll make a nice change, dear, won't it?
I am deeply suspicious, but very well.
Here is the address.
I shall send a formal invitation round by hand. Fred? Needless to say, I shall be polite to your guests. However, they will not be served my best champagne. I'm saving that for my funeral.
Look, ma'am, an invitation here. Ma'am, delivered by hand. And, ma'am, I noticed the stationery's engraved and very grand.
Petrov, too exciting just when I need it. Petrov, such elegant writing, so chic, you hardly can read it. What do you think? Who can it be? Even the ink so nearly meet. Your friend, just think of it, Petra is kindly, is at the chateau, requested, etc., Madame Leonora oh no! A weekend in the country.
We're invited.
What a horrible plot. A weekend in the country.
I'm excited.
No, you're not.
A weekend in the country. Just imagine.
It's completely depraved.
A weekend in the country.
It's insulting.
It's engraved.
It's that woman. It's that Arnfeld. Oh, the actress. Oh, the fool. She may hope to make a charm melt, but she's mad if she thinks I would be such a fool as a weekend in the country.
How insulting.
And I've nothing to wear.
A weekend in the country.
Here. The last place I'm going is there.
Well, dear, are you happy here?
Yes, I think so.
But I miss us. So do I. Darling, how would you feel if we had a home of our very own, with me only acting when I felt like it, and a man who would make you the most spectacular father?
Oh, I see. The lawyer, Mr. Eggerman.
Dear child, your
uncanny.
Guess what an invitation. Guess who begins with an A? Armelt, is that a relation to the decrepit Desiree?
Guess when we're off to go to see, sir, the date there. Guess where a fancy chateau, sir.
Guess who's lying in wait there, setting her trap, fixing her face.
Darling, perhaps a change of pace.
Oh,
A
no!
weekend in the country would be charming, and the air would be fresh.
A weekend with that woman
In the country,
in the flesh.
I've some business with her mother.
It's business, oh no doubt, but the business with her mother would be hardly the business I worry about.
Just a weekend in the country, smelling jasmine.
Watching little things grow.
A weekend in the country.
Oh!
My darling will simply say no.
Oh. Mother, I know it's none of my business, but that dragoon you wrote me about with the mustache.
Oh, him. What I ever saw in him astounds me. He's a tin soldier, arms, legs, brains. Tin.
A weekend.
How about your music?
A weekend. Also enough. A weekend. Of course we're refusing.
Au contraire, you must accept.
Oh no!
A weekend in the country.
But it's frightful.
You don't understand. A weekend in the country is delightful if it's planned.
Wear your hair down and a flower. Don't use makeup, dress in white. She'll grow older by the hour and be hopelessly shattered by Saturday night. Spend a weekend in the country.
I'll accept it.
I'd a feeling you would. A weekend in the country. Yes! It's only polite that we should.
Good.
Count Malcolm's insanely jealous, isn't he? You don't suppose he'll come up on a black stallion, brandishing a sword?
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. But no, thank heaven. It's his wife's birthday this weekend. Sacred to domesticity. At least we're safe from him.
Well?
I've an intriguing little social item.
What?
Out at the Armfelt family man.
Well, what?
Merely a weekend, still I thought it might amuse you to know who's invited to go, this time with his pants.
You told me.
I'll give you 3 guesses.
She would have.
Reduce it to 2.
It can't be.
It nevertheless is.
Hegemon.
Right, so one for you.
Aha.
Yaha!
Aha.
Aha!
Weekend in the country, we should try it.
How I wish we'd been asked.
Weekend in the country, peace and quiet.
We'll go masked.
Weekend in the country.
Uninvited, they'll consider it odd.
A weekend in the country, I'm delighted.
Oh my God.
And the shooting should be pleasant if the weather's not too rough. Happy birthday is your present. You haven't been getting out nearly enough. And a weekend in the country.
It's perverted.
Pack my quiver in full.
A weekend in the country.
At exactly 2:30 we go.
You can't.
We shall.
You shan't.
I'm getting the car and we're motoring down.
Yes, I'm certain you are, but I'm staying in
So
town.
unpack my suit
I
and
will.
live my boots, take everything I own that's in
Are you sure it's all right? And we're off.
We'll
take the car, we'll have
We're off on our way, what a beautiful day for a weekend in the country. How amusing, how delightfully droll. A weekend in the country, how we're losing our control. A weekend in the country, how enchanting are the manicure lawns. A weekend in the country, with the panting and the yawn.
With the crickets and the pheasants, and the orchards and the hay, with the servants and the peasants,
We'll be laying our plans over playing croquet for a weekend in the country. So inactive that we'll have to lie down. A weekend in the country.
There is one tiny snag.
Snag?
Lawyer Eggman is married.
That could be considered a snag.
Don't worry, my darling. I was not raised by your grandmother for nothing.
Oh,
And so, with the anticipation of a weekend in the country, Act One of A Little Night Music ends. This production of the New York City Opera, coming to you live from the New York State Theater at New York City's Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. And now let's go backstage and our host, Hugh Downs.
Creators seldom have much say about which of their works develop a popular following. And it was a full 2 years after the hugely successful original production of A Little Night Music that one of the show's more bittersweet songs became a hit. And ever since, the popularity of Send in the Clowns has grown constantly. Today, it's far and away the most famous of Stephen Sondheim's compositions. We're going to hear it in Act Two. But first, we'll get to find out how the song was created. We'll get the inside story from Stephen Sondheim himself, who sat down a while back to talk about the making of a modern standard.
When we cast the show, when I was writing the show, in fact, the part of Desiree had to be played by a woman of glamour, of a certain age. She had to have a talent for light comedy, which is probably the rarest talent in the world. I threw the bulk of the material, the sung material, to Frederick, the man, and to Anne, the daughter, and to Henrik, the son. And a certain amount to the Count and his wife. And I wrote only one song for Desiree solo in the first act, which is called The Glamorous Life, and a duet, which is mostly her supplying sort of punchlines, and then little bits here and there. There was nothing for her in the second act. When we were in rehearsal, in the second act, Hal called me from rehearsal and said, I'd like you to come down and see the scene between Frederick and Desiree. I had started, in fact, I was at that moment working on a song for Frederick for their confrontation scene in the second act. And Hal said, I would like Desiree to sing in the second act, and it seems to me that's the scene to do it. And I said, it's Frederick's scene. He is the one, he's the antagonist in the scene. She listens, but it's Frederick's scene. It has a long monologue by him, which I was about to turn into a song. Hal said, I've directed the scene to give a little more of the thrust to Desiree. And I went down and saw the way Hal had directed it, and indeed, that's exactly what he had done. Armed with that, and then I went out and had a drink with Hal afterwards, and we discussed what the song might be. I went home and wrote the song. It's one of the quickest I've ever written. I wrote it in 2 days. But it was never meant to be a soaring ballad. It's a song of regret, and it's a song of a lady who is too upset and too angry to speak, meaning to sing, for a very long time. She is furious, but she doesn't want to make a scene in front of Frederick because she recognizes that his obsession with his 18-year-old wife is unbreakable. So she gives up. So it's a song of regret and anger, and therefore fits in with short-breathed phrases.
Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move. Well, I was that.
Okay.
Where are the... Yeah.
Let's talk about the...
You in midair.
Yeah, slight...
Too singy?
It's too long.
Too long.
I don't believe it.
Uh-huh, yes.
I generally write, I develop both lyrics and music at the same time. I generally don't let one get too far ahead of the other, because suddenly you find yourself painted into a corner. You might write a quatrain that you think is just wonderful, and you've only started the first phrase, and then you realize that you can't have the musical language match the lyric language. And vice versa. I don't develop the music too far without having some sense of just sketching and dumbing lyrics of where points are going to land. That's the important thing. It's what points do you want to make? I call them jokes, but it doesn't mean jokes. It means point. It means punch. And that is very much dependent on the rhythm of the music and the energy and the drive of the music. My major starting point with a song is some kind of rhythmic or accompaniment atmosphere. Sometimes it'll start with a line of a lyric like a title, or I'll be making notes, and that will suggest the rhythm of a musical phrase, not necessarily the notes, although the inflection of the phrase will affect the inflection of the notes. And sometimes you just get a melodic idea, but generally they're born together.
That's all good.
Yeah,
I should do it in one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
I think so.
It's the end of the day,
But
I think that's right.
Yeah, but it's right up to there. It's
Yeah.
the right feeling. I still think if you took the music out, all this would be faster. So we have to keep that in mind.
Yes.
If you approach the song from no singing at all,
Yes, that's
and
the
come
secret
to
of it.
singing,
Yes, absolutely.
it's easier.
Mm.
When you approach it from singing the other way, it's harder to get.
Yeah.
You get trapped by the melody.
One who keeps tearing around, one who can't move.
When I worked with Leonard Bernstein on West Side Story, one of the things I learned from him was not always necessarily to think in terms of 2, 4, and 8-bar phrases. I was already liberated enough before I met him not to be sticking to 32-bar songs, but I tend to think square. I tend to think, it's partly because I was brought up on mid-19th to late 19th century music, and you know, it's fairly square. There are not an awful lot of meter changes. You often will shorten or lengthen a bar for rhythmic purposes and for energy. But it's when you switch in the middle, particularly when it's a modest song, when you're not writing an aria, you know. If you're writing something like Sweeney Todd, where people sing at great length, you expect switches of meter because it helps variety. But in a little 36 or 40-bar song, to switch meters around is almost perverse, because the song it doesn't get a chance to establish its own rhythm. But the problem is, what would you do? Would you go, isn't it rich, 2, 3, are we a pair, 2, 3, me here at last in the ground, 3, you in midair? Lenny taught me to think in terms of, do you really need the extra beat or not? Just because you got 4 bars of 4, you come across a bar and it doesn't need the extra beat, then put a bar of 3 in. So what I find, the 9 and 12s that alternate in that song were not so much consciously arrived at as they were by the emotionality of the lyric.
Knowing the one that I wanted was yours.
Right. And it's okay if you take the whole phrase down, you know, a little bit, to do what you used to do. It's just don't stop on one.
I see.
You know? Oh, we're so blind I could see.
Just when I
Just
stop.
when I stop.
You need the yellow one.
Opening doors. As long as there's a true line to it.
All right. Okay.
One who can't move.
I get a lot of letters over the years asking what the title means and what the song's about. I never thought it would be in any way esoteric. I wanted to use theatrical imagery in the song because she's an actress. But it's not supposed to be circus. It's supposed to have that circus reference, but it's a theater reference, meaning if the show isn't going, well, let's send in the clown. In other words, let's do the jokes. I always want to know when I'm writing a song what the end is going to be. So Send in the Clowns didn't settle in until I got the notion of Don't Bother, They're Here, which means that we are the fools. And that's the story. I wish I had more to say to you about it. I wrote it in E major. What else do you want to know?
It's intermission time here on Live from Lincoln Center. Let's go backstage now to Hugh Downs, who is talking with the New York City Opera General Director, Christopher Keene.
As General Director of the New York City Opera, I want to ask you a little bit about what makes you decide to produce what here. But what drew you to reviving Little Night Music?
Well, first place, I love the piece. And actually, I never saw the piece on Broadway when it was originally done. I only know it by the recording. And there are, as we see, literally thousands of people like me who know the piece by reputation and by the recording and so forth, but never had a chance to experience a full-scale production of it. I think Sondheim is one of the most original geniuses that the American musical theater has produced.
He's unique, isn't he?
Absolutely unique, and I hope that we'll have a long relationship with him and do many of his pieces. We've already done Sweeney Todd. Beverly Sills produced that during her period as general director, and
Right.
this is the first new production of my regime. And
So-
I'm very glad to see it be such a hit.
Yeah. So there's more Sondheim on the horizon than for,
I think so.
for this place.
We're talking about Follies. We're also hoping we'll get a new piece out of him if he has an idea for one sometime soon.
Right. Do you have a guiding philosophy as to what, do you have a mission, in other words, in running this place, as to what you would choose to produce here?
Well, the New York City Opera has always had, I would say, 3 missions. The first was to make great classics available to people at reasonable ticket prices. That was one of the reasons that the mayor set up the New York City Opera in 1944 because he believed that opera should be available to the citizens of New York at reasonable prices. The second was that he wanted a theater that would be a platform for the very best of young American talent, young singers, directors, conductors, to break down the prejudice that only Europeans could really be practitioners of the operatic profession. And finally, he wanted a theater that would explore unusual pieces. And that means breaking down the barriers between Broadway and opera, between musical theater and grand opera. We're a very experimental kind of place, and so we try to include a very wide range of works.
You have, I know, ranging from like Schoenberg's Moses and Aaron to Little Night Music, which is certainly very different. And I understand Moses and Aaron was very successful. It's a very complex work, isn't it?
It's probably the most complex work for the chorus ever composed in an opera house. The orchestral part is also very, very difficult, and it was a huge undertaking, but a very gratifying one and very successful.
How do you, well, I shouldn't ask you this maybe, but how do you account for the fact that a work that abstruse, if I may say, could be popular with the people who came to see it?
Well, to begin with, it has never been given in New York City before in a live stage performance, and so it's this monument of 20th century music that everybody's heard of, but nobody's ever actually experienced. Secondly, I think we did it very, very well. I was very proud of the company, and I think the word of mouth was that it wasn't such a forbidding experience. I had one person who said that they came to see it, but they took 2 aspirin and had two martinis first because they were so afraid of it, and they were so absorbed by it that
But they did like it.
They were caught up by it, yeah.
That's remarkable, because later Schoenberg is not that easy to understand.
No, this is tough sledding, but a very important piece and a very absorbing evening in the theater. So it's that kind of range that the City Opera has always stood for, and I hope to continue that policy.
Sure. Now, is there anything, any work for the musical stage that you would not bring to this house?
I don't think you'll see "Oh Calcutta" on our stage this season or next season.
You don't need that.
By the same token, I don't think you'll see "Aida" on this stage. I mean, I think that we try to find works which are appropriate to our resources. We have a big chorus, a big orchestra. We also have a very big theater.
Yeah, that's right.
We have this tremendous pool of talent because everyone wants to work in New York and be seen in New York. And so we can do just about anything. We have to figure out what's appropriate for this big theater. This is about 3 times the size of any of the standard Broadway theaters. And translating a piece that was conceived for a more intimate setting into this large auditorium is a major problem.
Am I right? This would be bigger than anything in Europe, as far as I know.
I think the Bolshoi may be as big as this
might
theater.
Be bigger, yeah.
But the standard European opera house is 1,800 seats. This is 2,700 seats.
On casting, I'm fascinated by it. I'm going to talk to Regina Resnick and Sally Ann Howes in a few moments. To draw from one from movies and the musical stage and the other from grand opera, what makes you decide how to make that decision?
Well, in this case, we just went for whoever was right for the part. Because we use amplification in pieces that have English dialogue, because the theater is so large and cavernous, the size of people's voices was not so much important to us as the quality of their enunciation and their presence. We use amplification in anything that has English spoken dialogue.
Oh, so people like.
But for pure opera, we don't amplify. So there's some problems associated with doing musical theater in this building that we have tried to solve with the new sound system.
Well, it's good work, and I'm looking forward to the second act, and a pleasure talking with you.
Nice to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
We're in the middle of the intermission of the New York City Opera's A Little Night Music here in the New York State Theater at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts in New York City. We'll return backstage to join Hugh Downs for a talk with 2 of tonight's stars, Sally Ann Howes and Regina Resnick, right after this short pause. Here at the New York State Theater, where the New York City Opera is performing A Little Night Music. And once again, let's go backstage to our host, Hugh Downs, with Sally Ann Howes and Regina Resnick.
Okay,
going back how many years?
Sally Ann, I want to start with you. The last time we were in a theater together,
yes.
You were doing something quite different.
Quite.
And I know you're not here just because of Autumn in New York. What's your reason? What drew you to Little Night Music?
Well, I've always wanted to work in a Stephen Sondheim show. And when I started on Broadway, of course, it was Lerner and Loewe in those days, and Richard Rodgers and Hammerstein. And now I've grown up and I'm out of little girl roles, etc. I find that Stephen Sondheim is the one wonderful composer who writes for adults, or grown-ups, I should say.
Yeah.
And I'm just thrilled to find a part like this at this stage in my life, and Desiree is just a wonderful role.
It's terrific.
It is.
And Regina, you came at this from an entirely different angle, because you had here the spoken acting is so important and very different from the role of a diva. Does this represent, in your mind, an extension of an operatic career or a total departure from it?
Oh, no, I don't think it's a departure at all. I just think it's just more theater for me. I never considered myself just an opera singer. I considered myself a singing actress and sang the most demanding parts that demanded the greatest amount of possible acting, so I wasn't only cast for my voice at that time. The great difference, of course, is that when one casts for the opera, I think it has to do with finding the right voice for the part. If you happen to get a wonderful actress as well, then, of course, you have it made on the operatic stage. But here, one looks for the type, the voice, the character, the diction, and it turns out to be, for me, a much longer acting part than a singing part. I have only one song.
And isn't it wonderful?
Yeah,
being Sally Ann's mother, being Sally Ann's
She's
mother.
my diva. I call her diva. She'll always be a diva to me.
You've commented on the one aspect of Sondheim creation, the inner rhyming.
Wonderfully sophisticated.
Very sophisticated.
Intelligent and total understanding of passion and pain and the loneliness and all these extraordinary things that we go through to get through life. He has a complete understanding for that. So it's so exciting to go on and have such intelligent lyrics that just take you, the thought and everything, to the audience. I think he's fabulous, and that's I'm glad to be at this stage in my career and doing Sondheim.
He probably has a reason for doing everything, but I wondered, the song...
He's a puzzle maker.
Well, I was thinking of the song Liaison, which is scored rather low. And is there a reason for that? Do you know?
Well, that's a story we can tell. I don't mind. I was a soprano. Yes, I was a soprano in my first part of my career. Then I became a mezzo-soprano and made a second career. Now the critics have called me a smoky baritone. So the next time I do this part, I shall have another talk with Mr. Sondheim and put this song a tone up so that I don't reach down into the lower depths of my voice. But that song is very interesting because, you see, this lady was a highly immoral lady.
Yes.
It's only that she doesn't like the style in which her daughter is doing it.
But you need low notes for
You need low notes for being an old immoral lady.
Low notes.
I one time mentioned to Gordon MacRae that Send in the Clowns begins on Fa, and I don't, Dory, it would be like on F if it was in the key of C.
Oh, you're way ahead of me.
Well, he said to me, he said,
I don't want to think about that, Hugh.
He told me he didn't want to think about it either. But that's very unusual. He does unusual things.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And all the themes are taken through. Each person has their own theme, and then they marry up, and you can hear it just gently in the music, and you know, it's like the beginning of the show with the waltz with everybody with different parts.
And Liaison comes back as a light
Liaison
motif.
comes, yes, and then Send in the Clowns comes back triumphantly. It's very,
wonderful.
very exciting just to listen to them.
We really look forward to that and to seeing both of you again on Act 2.
The only thing you should have done was write another number for the old lady, you see.
Together.
Another
Getting to put one in.
Together.
At least mother and daughter together would have been
That
charming.
would be great. Thank you both.
Thank
real
you
real
so
pleasure
much.
talking
Thank
with you.
you
We'll
for
see you in the
asking
second
us
act.
Hope so.
You heard Sally Ann Howes mention the fact that A Little Night Music began with a waltz. Extraordinarily, virtually the entire score is in three-quarter time. An acclamation of the waltz, in a sense, by Stephen Sondheim. We're near the end of the intermission, and in a very few moments we'll have the second act of A Little Night Music in this production by the New York City Opera. Our conductor is Paul Gemignani, and our principals, Regina Resnick as Mother Madame Armfeld, but you'll hear and see them as Act 2 unfolds here in the New York State Theater. A Little Night Music by Stephen Sondheim, Act 2.
husband or a lover or two during one's lifetime can be vexing. But to lose one's teeth is a catastrophe. Bear that in mind, child, while you tromp so recklessly into that ginger snap.
Very well, Grandmother.
Frizz or champagne? One bottle the less of Mum's 87 will not, I hope, diminish the hilarity of my wake.
Nonsense. But they are.
Oh, impossible. No guest with the slightest grasp of what's seemly would appear before 5:15 on a Friday afternoon. Good God, you're right. Oh, sir, Frid, we can't be caught squatting on the ground like bohemians. Up, up, Frid, up.
Birthday to me.
What's that?
I merely said, oh, never mind.
That damn lawyer thinks he's going to get away with something.
Ha ha! Indeed, dear.
Watch them, Charlotte. Watch them both like a
hawk. I know, dear. You're a tiger, I'm a hawk. We're our own zoo.
Good day, sir. I was not aware that you were to be a fellow guest.
Neither is Miss Armfelt. I hope our arrival will in no way inconvenience you.
Not at all, not at all. I'm happy to see that you have got through yet another week without any serious wounds.
What's that? Wounds, sir?
Rapier, bow and arrow, blow dart.
So you did come. Talk later.
Your handkerchief, Anne.
Oh, thank you.
You must have dropped it.
Your book, Master Henrik.
Thank you.
You must have dropped it.
Here, let me.
Let you what? Ah, here you all are. Count Malcolm.
My wife and I were in the neighborhood to visit her cousin. Unhappily, upon arrival, we discovered the chateau was quarantined for,
plague.
Since I'm due back on maneuvers by dawn, we venture to propose ourselves for the night.
Yes, indeed, of course. Why not? Mother will be overjoyed. Surprised, but overjoyed. Countess Malcolm, I presume.
You do indeed, Miss Armfelt.
Oh, and Mr. Eggerman, how kind of you all to come. Mother will be honored.
It is your mother who is kind in inviting us. Allow me to present my rather antisocial son, Henrik. And this is my wife.
How do you do? How do you do? And this is my daughter. Well, you must all be exhausted from your journeys. My daughter will show you to your rooms. Mother likes dinner at 9.
Where shall I put the car?
The cars. The cars. Now, let me see.
I must speak to you at once.
Later. How about the stables? Now, that's a wonderful idea.
I must speak to you at once.
Later. You can't miss them. Just look for a weather vane, a huge tin cockerel. Disaster, darling.
But what are you going to do? The way he glared at Mr. Eggerman, he'll kill him.
Let us keep calm.
They're coming back.
No! Oh, God!
But what should I say?
Anything.
Mr. Eggerman? Count Malcolm? Mother told me to tell you that she suddenly... Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
After I spoke to you, I thought, I will go. I won't. And then I thought, why not? We'll go to that awful woman's house and I'll say to her, how dare you try to steal my husband? At your age, you should have acquired at least some moral sense. And then in the motor car coming here, I thought, oh dear, I'll never have the courage. And maybe it's all my fault. And oh, I want to go home.
Have no fears. Miss Armfelt has met her match.
She has? Who?
Me. When I told my husband, he instantly became a tiger. His word, of course. And then, as if from heaven, a plan flashed into my mind. Do you feel up to hearing my plan, dear? I shall make love to your husband.
You too?
Confident of my own charms, I shall throw myself into your husband's arms. He will succumb. Why not? Carl Magnus, in a storm of jealousy, will beg my forgiveness and swear eternal fidelity. And as for Miss Desiree Armfelt, she will be backpedaling her dubious commodities elsewhere. At least, that is the plan.
Oh, how amusing. How extremely amusing. Poor old Frederick. And it serves him right, too.
I'm not sure I appreciate that remark, dear.
Ah, here you are, ladies.
Oh, Mr. Eggerman, if you'll pardon my saying so, that's a simply ravishing cravat.
It is?
I can't remember when I've seen so seductive a cravat.
And was really becoming heavy and the unthrilling.
The spirit unsteady, the flesh far too well.
To be perpetually ready is far from fulfilling.
But wait, the sun is dipping.
Well, alright, it's dropping. Look, at last it's slipping.
Sorry, my mistake, it's stopping.
Oh, I do agree that life at times can seem complicated.
Complicated. If you only knew. Miss...
Armfelt. I am not legitimate.
I see. Oh, Miss Armfelt, all my life I've made a fiasco out of everything. If you knew how poor an opinion I have of myself. If you knew how many times I wish that I had been one of the spermatozoa that never reached the womb. There, you see, I've done it again.
Mr. Eggerman, I've toured with Mother, you know. I'm broad-minded.
You are? Then, might I make a confession to you?
Of course.
I hate to burden you on so slight an acquaintance, but bottling it up inside of me is driving me insane. Oh, Miss Armfelt, for the past 11 months, although I am preparing to enter the ministry,
What, Mr. Reggerman?
I've been madly, hopelessly in love with my stepmother. Do you realize how many mortal sins that involves? Oh, damn everything to hell. I beg your pardon.
I should never have gone to the theater. Then I'd never have come to the country. If I never had come to the country, matters might have stayed as they were. Sir? Sir? If she'd only been faded, if she'd only been fat, if she'd only been jaded and bursting with chat, if she'd only been perfectly awful, it would have been wonderful. If she'd been all a twitter or elusively cold, if she'd only been bitter or better looked passably old, if she'd been covered with glitter or even been covered with mold, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection to my deepest dismay. Well, not quite perfection, I'm sorry to say. If the woman were perfection, she would go away, and that would be wonderful. Sir? Sir? If she'd only looked flustered or admitted the worst, if she only had blustered or simpered or cursed, if she weren't so awfully perfect, it would have been wonderful. If she tried to be clever, if she'd started to flinch, if she cried or whatever a woman would do in a pinch, if I'd been certain she never again could be trusted an inch, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, not an action denied. That kind of perfection I cannot abide. If the woman were perfection, she'd have simply lied, which would have been wonderful. If she'd only been vicious, if she'd acted abused, or a bit too delicious, or been even slightly confused, if she had only been sulky, or bristly, or bulky, or bruised, it would have been wonderful. If she'd only been willful, if she only had fled, or a little less skillful, insulted, insisting, in bed, if she had only been fearful, or married, or tearful, or dead, it would have been wonderful. But the woman was perfection, and the prospects are grim. That lovely perfection that nothing can dim.
would have been wonderful.
Count Malcolm, Mother says she would like a word with you in the green salon.
Frederick, you wanted a moment alone with me, I believe. Here it is.
But that child said...
Oh, that was just Frederica's little stratagem.
Frederica? Your child is called Frederica?
Yes.
Ah.
Really, Frederick, what vanity. As if you were the only Frederick in the world. Now, what is it you wanted to tell me?
Well, as a matter of fact, I thought you should know. My wife has no inkling of the nightshirt episode, so we should be discreet.
Dear Frederick, of course. I wouldn't dream of giving that enchanting child a moment's anxiety.
Then you do see her charm.
How could anyone miss it? It's so lovely to see you again, Frederick.
In spite of Count Malcolm's invasion, you're sure we're not complicating things? Oh, God. Something tells me I should make myself scarce.
Yesterday!
Later, perhaps?
Anytime.
In your room?
In my room.
Oh.
Here, dear.
That child said the green salon.
She did. How extraordinary.
Where's that goddamn lawyer?
Mr. Eggerman knows somewhere about, no doubt.
Well, what's he doing here anyway?
He told you he's visiting my mother. They're the most devoted old friends.
That had better be the truth. If I catch him so much as touching you, I'll call him out with rapiers. Where's your bedroom? Readily accessible, I trust?
Calm madness with your wife here?
Charlotte is irrelevant. I shall visit your bedroom at the earliest opportunity tonight.
Madam, Count Malcolm, dinner is served. After dinner drinks and liqueurs will be served in the green salon. Dinner is served, Mr. Eggerman.
Eggerman. Gentlemen, shall we proceed?
Perpetual anticipation is good for the soul, but it's bad for the heart. It's very good for practicing self-control. It's very good for morals. It's very good, it's kindly to avoid anticipation, very good for
Mr. Eggerman, how splendid.
I was rather proud of myself.
And you must have been tremendously proud of him too, Mrs. Eggerman.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Oh, I expect so, although I don't seem to remember much about it.
I try not to bore my wife with my dubious victories in the courtroom.
How wise you are. I remember when I was her age, anything less than a new dress or a ball or a thrilling piece of gossip bored me to tears.
That is the charm of youth.
Dearest Miss Armfelt, do regale us with more fascinating reminiscences from your remote youth.
Charlotte, that is an idiotic remark.
A man's youth may be as remote as a dinosaur, Countess, but with a beautiful woman, youth merely accompanies her through the years.
Oh, Mr. Eggerman, that is too enchanting. And dear, where on earth did you find this simply adorable husband?
I'm glad you approve of him.
Your father is irresistible. I shall monopolize him for the entire weekend. Will you lease them to me, dear?
I had thought of seducing him tomorrow into rolling the croquet lawn. But I'm sure he'd find the Countess far less exhausting.
I wouldn't guarantee that. How could those wicked words have passed these lips?
Charlotte.
Carl Magnus, don't say you're bristling. My husband, Mr. Eggerman, is a veritable porcupine. At the least provocation, he is all spine. Or is it quill? Beware, I'm leading you down dangerous paths.
I apologize for my wife. She is not herself tonight.
Oh, she is this charming when she is not herself, sir. I would be fascinated to meet her when she is.
Bravo, bravo, my champion. May tomorrow find us thigh to thigh, pushing the garden roller in tandem.
That would depend on the width of the roller. Miss Armfelt, as a stranger in this house, may I ask if you're a
Stranger,
roller
sir? How can you call yourself a stranger in this house?
I beg your pardon?
I understand from your daughter, madam, that Mr. Eggerman is an old friend of yours, and consequently a frequent visitor to this house.
Are you addressing me, sir? Whoever you may be.
I am, madam.
Then be so kind as to repeat yourself.
Mother, Count Malcolm.
Judging from the level of the conversation so far, young man, you can hardly expect me to have been paying attention.
Splendid. The thrust direct. I shall commandeer that remark and wreak havoc with it at all my husband's regimental dinner parties. Shall we, Mr. Eggerman?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I am serving you a very special dessert wine. It is from the cellar of the King of the Belgians, who, during a period of intense intimacy, presented me with all the bottles then in existence. The secret of its unique quality is unknown, but it is said to possess the power to open the eyes even of the blindest among us. To life.
To life.
And to the only other reality, death.
So I am enjoying myself. What an unusual sensation. Dearest Miss Armfelt, at this awe-inspiring moment, let me drink to you who have made this evening possible. To the one and only Desiree Armfelt, beloved of hundreds. Regardless, of course, of their matrimonial obligations.
Charlotte, you will go to your room immediately.
Miss Armfelt, I'm sure the Countess...
I am a
All of you, stop it! Henrik!
Are you reproving me?
I think if I were you, I would sit down.
Sit, Henrik. Stand, Henrik. Am I to spend the rest of my life at your command like a lapdog? Am I to respect a man who could permit such filthy pig talk in front of the purest, the most innocent, the most wonderful? I despise you all!
Oh, Henrik, how comical you look.
Here, smash this too. Smash all the glasses in the house if you feel like it.
And you're an artist. You play Ibsen and Racine. Don't any of the great truths of the artist come through to you at all? You know better than the others.
Why don't you just laugh at us all, my dear? Wouldn't that be a solution?
How can I laugh when life makes me want to vomit?
Oh, poor silly Henrik. Someone should go after him.
Anne! Come back.
Dear Countess, may I suggest you try holding your breath? For a very long time.
I've disgraced myself, acting like a madman, breaking an expensive glass, humiliating myself in front of everyone.
Oh, poor Mr. Eggerman.
They laughed at me. Even Anne. She said, "Silly Henrik, how comical you look." Laughter. I detest it. Your mother. Everyone says laugh at it all. But if all you can do is laugh at the cynicism, the frivolity, the lack of heart, then I'd rather be dead.
Henry!
Oh, God, there she is!
Henry!
Mr. Eggerman, please don't do anything rash. Oh, Mrs. Eggerman, I'm so terribly worried.
Oh, you poor dear. What about?
About Mr. Eggerman. Junior, that is.
Silly Henrik. I was just coming out to scold him.
I'm so afraid he may do himself an injury.
Oh, how delightful to be talking to someone younger than myself. No doubt he was denouncing the wickedness of the world and quoting Martin Luther. Dearest Frederica, all you were witnessing was the latest crisis in his love affair with God.
Not with God, Mrs. Eggerman. With you.
Me?
Well, you may not have noticed, but he's madly, hopelessly in love with you.
Is that really the truth?
Yes. He told me so himself.
Oh, the poor dear boy. Oh, how ridiculous of him, and yet how charming. Oh, dear friend, if you only knew how insecure I constantly feel, how complicated the marriage state seems to be. Well, I adore old Frederick, of course, but
Mrs. Eggerman, he ran down towards the lake.
Oh, to gaze over the ornamental waters, how touching. Let us go find him. Such a good-looking boy, isn't he? With such long, long lashes.
Who needs a haystack? Anything you've got to show, you can show me right here. That is, if you're in the mood.
When am I not in the mood?
I would know what I I'm just passing through.
I'm in the mood. I'm in it 24 hours a day.
Mr. Raggerman! Private here, isn't it? Henrik! Henrik! What are they up to?
For them, what are they ever up to?
Henrik! Mr. Raggerman!
You saw them at dinner. Dressed up like waxworks. Jabbering away to prove how clever they are, never knowing what they miss.
Henrik!
Catch one of them having the sense to grab the first pretty girl that comes along and do her in the soft grass with the summer night just smiling down. Any complaints yet?
Give me time.
You've a sweet mouth. Sweet as honey.
Your dragoon and his wife are glowering at each other in the pavilion, and all the children appear to have vanished. So when I saw you sneaking up the stairs...
I ripped my hem on one of the chairs in all that furore.
Is this all right?
Of course. Sit down.
On the stockings?
I don't see why not. Well, we're back at the point where we were so rudely interrupted last week, aren't we?
Not quite. If you'll remember, we'd progressed a step further.
How true.
I imagine neither of us is contemplating a repeat performance.
Oh, good heavens! With your wife in the house, and my lover and his wife, and my daughter.
And my devoted old friend, your mother.
Oh, isn't my dragoon awful?
When you told me he had the brain of a pea, I think you were being generous.
What in God's name are we laughing about? Your son was right. We don't fool that boy, not for a moment. The one and only Desiree Armfeld dragging around the country in shoddy tours, carrying on with someone else's dim-witted husband. And the great lawyer Egan, busy renewing his unrenewable youth.
Bravo. Probably that's an accurate description of us both.
Shall I tell you why I really invited you here? When we met again and we made love, I thought, maybe here it is at last, a chance to turn back, to find some sort of coherent existence after so many years of muddle. Of course, there is your wife, but I thought perhaps, just perhaps, you might be in need of rescue too.
From renewing my unrenewable youth.
It was just a thought.
When my eyes are open and I look at you, I see a woman that I have loved for a long time, who entranced me all over again when I came to her rooms, who gives me such genuine pleasure that in spite of myself, I came here for the sheer delight of being with her again. The woman who could rescue me. Of course. But when my eyes are not open, which is most of the time, all I see is a girl in a pink dress, teasing a canary, running through a sunlit garden to hug me at the gate, As if I'd come home from Timbuktu instead of the municipal courthouse 3 blocks away.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you with midair. Send in the cloud. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps staring around, one who can't where are the clowns? Send in the clowns. Just when I stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual plan, sure of my mind. No one is there. Don't you love us? I thought, I fear, I thought that you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear, but where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother. They're
Desiree, I'm sorry. I never should have come. To flirt with rescue when one has no intention of being saved. Do try to forgive me.
Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next
Henrik! Oh, I'm quite puffed. Where can he be? Poor child, that face. Don't look so solemn. Where would you go if you were he?
Well, the summer pavilion, and then of course there's the stables.
Then you go to the stables and I'll go to the summer pavilion. Run!
Isn't this exciting after that stodgy old dinner? Henrik! Oh, what an extraordinary... Henrik? Oh, Henrik, how comical you look! Oh, no. You didn't. For me? Oh, my poor darling Henry. Oh, my poor dear boy. Oh, those eyes gazing up at me like a lost Saint Bernard.
I love you. There, I've said it.
Oh, how scatterbrained I was never to have realized. Not Frederick. Not poor old Frederick. Not Frederick at all.
I shall marry the miller's son. Pin my hat on a nice piece of property. Friday nights for a bit of fun. We'll go dancing. Meanwhile, it's a wink and a wiggle and a giggle in the grass and I'll trip the light fandango. A pinch and a diddle in the middle of what passes by. It's a very short road from the pinch and the punch to the paunch and the pouch and the pension. It's a very short road to the 10,000th lunch and the belch and the grouch and the sigh. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and a lot in between in the meanwhile. And a girl ought to celebrate what passes by. For I shall marry the businessman. 5 fat babies and lots of security. Friday nights, if we think we can, we'll go dancing. Meanwhile, it's a push and a fumble and a tumble in the sheets and I'll push the Highland fancy. A dip in the butter and a flutter with what meets my eye. It's a very short fetch from the push and the whoop to the squint and the stoop and the mumble. It's not much of a stretch to the cribs and the croup and the bosoms that droop and go dry. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and there's many a tryst and there's many a bed to be sampled and seen in the meanwhile. And a girl has to celebrate what passes by. For I shall marry the
soft, the quick fantastic, with slings of confetti and my petticoats are way up high. It's a very short way from the fling that's for fun to the thigh pressing under the table. It's a very short day till you're stuck with just one, or it has to be done on the fly. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and there's many a tryst and there's many a bed. There's a lot I'll have missed, but I'll not have to get when I die. And the person should celebrate everything passing by. And I shall marry the miller's son.
Anne! Oh, forgive me, Countess. I was looking for my wife.
Oh, Mr. Eggerman, how can I face you after that exhibition after dinner? Throwing myself at your head.
On the contrary, I found it most morale building. It's not often these days that a beautiful woman does me that honor.
I didn't.
I beg your pardon?
I didn't do you that honor. It was just a charade. A failed charade. In my madness, I thought I could make my husband jealous.
I'm afraid marriage isn't one of the easier relationships, is it?
Oh, Mr. Eggerman, for a woman, it's impossible.
It's not all that possible for men.
Men, look at you. A man of an age when a woman is lucky if a drunken alderman pinches her derriere at a village fete, and yet you have managed to acquire the youngest, prettiest. I hate you being happy. I hate anyone being happy.
The gig should be ready at the stables.
I do hope the horses will be smart. I so detest riding in a gig when the horses are not smart.
Think of how I adore you. Think of how much you love me. If I were perfect for you, wouldn't you tire of me?
Let all the birds nest in my hair.
Silly Henry, quick, or we'll miss the train.
It was, wasn't it?
It was.
Run after them, quick. You can catch them at the stable.
After the horse has gone? How strange that one's life should end sitting on a bench in a garden.
She lightens my sadness, she livens my days, she bursts with a kind of madness my well-ordered ways, my happiest mistake, the ache of my life.
Oh, Carl Magnus, go away.
I'd have been here half an hour ago if I hadn't had to knock a little sense into my wife.
Carl Magnus, don't take off your tunic.
Poor girl. She was somewhat the worse for wine, of course. Trying to make me believe she was attracted to that asinine lawyer fellow.
Carl Magnus, now listen to me. It's over. It was never anything in the first place, but now it is over.
Of all people, that lawyer. Scrawny as a scarecrow without a hair on his body, probably.
Do not take off your trousers.
Poor girl. She'd slash her wrist before she'd let any other man touch her. And even if under the influence of wine she did stray a bit, how ridiculous to imagine that I would so much as turn a hair. Good God.
What is it?
It's her and him sitting on a bench. She's touching him. The scoundrel. The conniving swine. Any man who thinks he can lay a finger on my wife.
Carl
Magnus, what are you doing?
My dueling pistols.
Carl Magnus!
There seems to be a great deal going on in this house tonight. Child, will you do me a favor?
Of course, Grandmother.
Will you tell me what it's all for? Having outlived my own illusions by centuries, it would be soothing at least to pretend to share some of yours.
Well, I think it must be worth it.
Why?
It's all there is. Isn't it? I know it's often discouraging, and to hope for something too much is childish. Because what you want so rarely happens.
Astounding. When I was your age, I wanted everything. The moon, jewels, yachts, villas on the Riviera, and I got them too. For all the good they did me. There was a Croatian count. He was my first lover. I can see his face now, such eyes, and a moustache like a brigand. He gave me a wooden ring.
A wooden ring?
It has been in his family for centuries, it seems. But I said to myself, a wooden ring? What sort of a man would give you a wooden ring? So I tossed him out right there and then. And now, who knows? He might have been the love of my life.
To think I was actually saying how I hate you being happy. It's as if I carry around some terrible curse. Oh, Mr. Egerman, I'm sorry.
Sir, you will accompany me to the pavilion.
Carl Magnus.
I think the situation speaks for itself.
Carl Magnus, dear, you won't be too impulsive, will you?
Whatever the provocation, I remain a civilized man. The lawyer and I are merely going to play a little Russian roulette.
Russian roulette?
Well, sir, are you ready, sir?
I beg your pardon, ready for what?
Russian roulette.
Russian roulette? That's with a pistol, isn't it? And you spin... Well, why not? Excuse me, madame.
A weekend in the country. That one has to lie down. A weekend in the country. Where? Which one's the second in town?
What is it? What's happened?
My husband and Mr. Egerman are dueling in the pavilion.
Are you insane and you let them do it? Oh, you lunatic! You killed him! Frederick!
Carl Magnus.
My dear Miss Armfeldt, he merely grazed his ear. I trust his performance in the law courts is a trifle more professional. My dear, I'm prepared to forgive you, but I feel this house is no longer a suitable place for us.
Oh, yes, my dear, I agree.
You will pack my bags and meet me in the stables.
Yes, dear.
I'll have the car ready.
Yes, dear. Carl Magnus. You became a tiger. For me.
Men are stupid, men are vain. Love's disgusting, love's insane. A humiliating business, oh how true. Ah, well.
Frederick! Frederick!
I don't suppose this is my heavenly reward, is it?
Hardly, dear, with me here.
Extraordinary, isn't it? To hold a muzzle to one's temple and yet to miss? A shaky hand, perhaps, is an asset after all.
Does it hurt?
It hurts. spiritually. You've heard, I imagine, of the evening's other event.
No, what?
Henrik and Anne ran off together.
Frederick.
Well, I think it's time to get up and confront the world, don't you?
Isn't it rich?
Are we a pair? You here at last on the ground,
You in midair. Knees wobbling.
No, it appears not. In fact, it's hardly possible, but
Was that a fuss?
my fault, I fear.
Me as a merry-go-round.
Me as King Lear. How unlikely life is. To lose one's son, one's wife, and practically one's life within an hour, and yet to feel relieved. Relieved, and what's more, considerably less ancient. Aha, Desiree!
Poor Fred.
No. We will banish poor from our vocabularies and replace it with coherent.
Coherent?
Don't you remember? Your manifesto in the bedroom. A coherent existence after so many years of muddle. You and me. And of course, Frederica. Make way for the clouds.
Applause for the clouds.
They're
finally
How does Malmö appeal to you? It'll be high sunburn season.
Why not?
Why not?
Oh, God.
What is it?
I've got to do Hedda for a week in Helsingborg.
Well, what's wrong with purgatory before paradise? I shall sit through all 8 performances.
Don't you think you should go to bed, Grandmother?
No, I shall stay awake all night for fear of missing the first cockcrow of morning. It has come to be my only dependable friend.
Grandmother,
Yes, dear?
I've watched, and I haven't noticed the night smiling.
Young eyes are not ideal for watching. They stray too much. The night has already smiled twice.
It has? Twice? For the young and the fools?
The smile for the fools was particularly broad tonight.
So there's only the last to come.
Only the last.
It's amazing how well A Little Night Music has held up. 1973 was the year of its first production. Here we are seeing it from the stage of the New York State Theater at New York City's Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts, live from Lincoln Center. Our next Live from Lincoln Center presentation will be on Wednesday evening, December 19. Check your local papers for the exact time in your locale. That will be a Lincoln Center Christmas Gala featuring flutist James Galway, the Vienna Choir Boys, and special guest mezzo-soprano Frederica von Stade. That's Wednesday evening, December 19th, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And so ends another in the continuing series of Live from Lincoln Center presentations. This coming to you from the stage of the New York State Theater at Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. And our telecasts, of course, present performances by the various and sundry companies and constituents, which all together make up this extraordinary complex, Lincoln Center for the Performing Arts. This is Martin Buxban. Good evening.
Live from Lincoln Center was underwritten by General Motors and its almost 800,000 employees in 38 countries. General Motors is committed to excellence in quality products and television programming. Live from Lincoln Center was also made possible by a grant from the Robert Wood Johnson Jr. Charitable Trust and with public funds from the National Endowment for the Arts.